The Alpha Sessions live on Radio Brockley.
Yep, this is Hospital Radio Brockley, London's longest running hospital radio station and the UK Station of the Year. And I'm very thrilled to welcome back to the studio Roisin O'Hagan. Welcome back to the Alpha Sessions. So much has happened to you since we last saw you, because you came in, I think, back in the spring, didn't you?
I think it was around April.
Yeah.
I was trying to work it out. It was around then.
Yeah. And since then, well, let's just reel off some of the things that's happened to you since then. You've made the final of the Fender Undiscovered Artist of the Year, which we're going to talk about in a minute. That in itself is incredible and explains the reason for the guitar. You need to see this guitar, and I know you can't see it on radio, but if you go onto Facebook Live, you will see it. And it is.
Where's the camera?
It's look in that direction. It's bright red. Well, how would you describe it?
It's sparkly red. You can see it sparkle in sunlight.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. I just love it. I'm so in love with it.
I
It couldn't have a more fitting guitar for me. It's just perfect.
Brilliant. As well as doing that, you've released a single, you've toured loads, you've been on loads of different radio stations, so it really has been a manic summer.
Yes, it's been really busy.
You must be exhausted, eh?
Yeah, it's all good though. I love it.
Yeah.
I had so much to do and I've loved everything, so
Brilliant.
more of the same hopefully.
So let's talk firstly about this being nominated for the Fender Undiscovered Artist of the Year. How did that all come about?
So with that, I kind of follow the person that won it in 2017, Hattie Briggs, online, and it came into my head one day that she'd done that, and I randomly looked to the competition up, and it happened to be that day, the very last day for entries this year, and I was like, well, I'll go enter it then, I'm going to do it, and the next day I got a voicemail from the Fender team saying,
Brilliant.
We loved your song, could you give us a call? And I was
Wow.
like, yes I can.
So how many processes were there to get to the final? How did that happen?
So it all happened quite quickly for me because, like I said, I entered it on the last day, got the call the next day, spoke to them the day after that. By that weekend, they'd sent me a guitar, and a couple of weeks later, I think it was, I went into London to film with them, and we did like a heat video.
Mm-hmm.
So we were split. There was 12 of us, and we were split into 3 groups of 4. For these heats, and we filmed a song each at Fender, and they're all online still on YouTube and Facebook, and that went out into a public vote, so we all like shared it online and stuff, and I got through my heat, so that I went to the final 3 from that, and went into the final at the Dome in Tufnell Park.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Big event, yeah. So everyone who made their heats got one of the guitars, did they?
Yeah, all 12 finalists.
Wow.
And it was funny because they didn't kind of give any clues as to what guitar you'd get.
Oh, so you didn't get to pick your own?
No, we knew it was going to be like a new one from like the new range because it's all about promoting the guitars.
Yeah.
But there's like loads of different colours and shapes of them. So I was kind of looking at this one online like, fingers crossed.
It was meant to be, clearly.
Yeah, but they just said, I'm going to send you a guitar.
Yeah.
You'll have it by a weekend. I was like, okay. And I opened it and it was this. So,
And then what happened in the final?
So the final was really cool. It was like all day we were doing like setting up for it there and like little interviews and doing social media on Fender's pages and stuff. And it was really nice because the other finalists and myself like got to like hang out and stuff, and it didn't feel like that competitive in the end. It was just a nice thing to be part of. So yeah, we got to the evening, loads of people came and it got filmed. We did 3 songs each, and one of each of our songs was like filmed again properly for the online video of the final. And then all the judges came out and announced the winner, and it wasn't me, but I was fine.
Top 3 is pretty good though, hey?
Yeah, I was fine
I would
with
take that, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again for that.
Thank you.
We'll obviously talk more about some of the other projects you've been involved with over the last few months, but let's take you back sort of to where it all started. Were you from a musical family? Were you always into music?
I've always loved music, and so have like all my family. Like my parents have always played me all sorts, including Counting Crows, my favourite band. They always played them to me growing up. And so a lot of my musical inspiration is from them and the people they listen to. And they kind of like play bits of guitar and like write here and there for fun. And I guess around 12 was when I properly started trying to write myself. Before that I'd just been scribbling lyrics and things and trying to remember melodies, but around 12 was when I was like, I'm going to try and pick up a guitar, try and see what I can do, try and be Taylor Swift, and yeah, just didn't put it down.
And did you always know that you wanted to perform as well?
It's just kind of something that happened, to be honest. Like, I'm not a natural performer. I'm quite a shy person in real life. Like, not shy, but like quiet. Like, I keep to myself. And so it seems like a really unnatural thing for someone like me to go and perform all the time. But it's because I want to share the songs I'm writing. Yeah. And as soon as I started doing that kind of semi-properly and doing local gigs and things, I just wanted to do more. And it's always just been like that, like just trying to do another gig, like a new thing, and like reach a new audience and stuff. I just really like it.
I think that's brilliant. As someone else who's quite shy themselves, I mean, I'm all right in a radio studio, but the idea of doing it in front of dozens and hundreds of other people is
I don't
terrifying.
like the word shy about it though. Like, I say shy. I don't think it's shy is the word.
Yeah. Because
shy sounds really negative, and I'm not shy. Like,
yeah.
I'm a quiet person, as in I don't like push myself into like situations and like be the one talking in front of everyone. But
you don't mind being on stage.
Yeah, I like performing, and once I'm in a group of people, I can talk no end. So.
And your Facebook says about you that you're able to produce lyrical hooks seemingly in your sleep. Is that the case? Do you go to bed with melodies in your mind all the time? Think, I'm
always thinking musically. Yeah. I didn't write that, but I think it's because I've always just come up with little hooks and stuff. Like, normally when I'm writing a song, the first thing that comes to me will be the main hook.
Yeah.
So I think that's what that's kind of referring to. I had a friend that I used to record with write that for me, so I think they were kind of getting at that. But I don't know, I'm very into trying to make a catchy chorus and stuff. So.
And what normally comes first, the music or the lyrics?
It always starts with guitar chords.
Okay.
I'll always start playing what kind of mood I think the song I want to write is, and if it works and if the song actually happens, I base it around what mood the guitar's giving me, and start humming melody or whatever, and lyrics will come last normally.
So you've done a lot of live gigs over the summer, haven't you? Every time I look at your Facebook or social media, you've been popping out at sort of little festivals and lots of stuff all over, especially around Essex and stuff and stuff. Tell us about some of the highlights over the summer for you.
Oh, okay. So I can't think of them now. There's been so many things I've done this summer. I think some of the festivals I've done were some of the most fun festival slots I've played this year, because festivals can be a bit funny at times, like when you're just a solo kind of acoustic artist. But I played Ipswich Music Day this year, and that was really cool. I did the Grapevine tent, which normally has quite a few people that sort of follow it and what they do, and it was a pretty big audience actually, and I just really enjoyed it, and it was one of my first gigs with this guitar, and it was really nice.
I bet the reaction to that was amazing, wasn't it? That guitar, I'll tell you what.
Everyone seems to love it.
Yeah,
it's mine.
It's a way to get exactly. You have to watch it all the time. What for you makes a great gig, would you say?
Coming away from it feeling like you've made an impression on people, not impression, but connection with someone. Yeah. The worst thing is when you play a gig, and it has happened, it happens to everyone, where you turn up and you just know it's not going to go that well. It's maybe in a pub and people just aren't listening, and you have to push through these songs that you want people to listen to. You wrote them for people to listen to, and they're just not.
And there are a lot of those gigs around, aren't there? That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of pubs where you get that, and do you just sometimes think, I wonder if anyone's actually heard that?
I think it kind of, you have to either let it break you or let it push you to do better. Mm-hmm. And I've done so many of those kind of gigs kind of growing up at this point where so now I know that I don't want to do so much of that now, and I'm aiming not higher, but just for stuff that's more people can listen, sort of. And
well, you've played some of the best ones. I mean, you've played the Troubadour, the Bedford,
yeah, that's
Spice
what I should have said.
Yeah.
Troubadour was amazing the other week.
Yeah.
That was for supporting free artists I really look up to as well in the country UK scene. And that was quite last minute, and I've listened to all three of them for quite a while, and so really, really enjoyed that.
Would you say there's a big difference to doing the gigs in London compared to doing them sort of near back home in Essex or in Suffolk? How do they compare?
I think a lot of the time with London gigs, especially if they're the right gigs, as in the right lineup and the right venue, places like the Troubadour, they can just be really special. To say you've played someone like the Troubadour is really cool, Whereas there's really cool venues in Essex and other places, but you'll find, like I said, you're playing in pubs and things like that a lot of the time. And yeah, I like playing in London.
And we talked about the local radio side as well. I mean, you've had an amazing reaction from local radio, especially in Essex and Suffolk. You've played on those shows quite a bit. How hard is it for someone sort of starting out to get onto these radio stations and get their music heard sort of on local radio and things?
I think obviously it's slightly harder when you are starting out as such, but I think it's always going to be hard to get these things. Like, sometimes they just happen, but you have to be lucky. And a lot of the time it's a lot of just working really hard for those opportunities and not taking it personally when you don't get them, which is difficult because getting a no to your music essentially is like someone saying no to you.
Yeah,
like,
it's very personal.
Yeah.
So you have to have quite thick skin then as well. Yeah.
And that's something that playing since I was like 12 has really helped me build. I've had a lot of stuff that if I started now probably would have really upset me, but because I've had things over the years happen, and you get people make comments sometimes that just aren't nice. And
so what sort of advice would you give then to someone who's sort of at the very start now, who's in that process where they're just thinking, I just want someone to kind of play my song anywhere? What advice would you give to them?
I think first of all, if you're starting out, get to a place where you have a set of songs, like enough so that you could play a 30-minute set or something that you're really proud of and that you know is good. Like, work really hard to get that solid set, and then you start working on the business side of it. Like, I don't want to call it business, but you do have to put a lot of time into networking, reaching out to people, emailing people, asking for chances, going to gigs and just showing your face to people. And a lot of the time it does take going to these gigs where people are playing that you want to be like, you want to be doing what they're doing, and you just go along, just say hi to people and start to like pick up little things that you can do, start to reach out for people, to people for opportunities. And once you get one or two and you have that solid set of songs, you're on a good path. Like, you can carry on from there.
And social media must play a massive role now in sort of getting your name out there. Does that feel like a lot of pressure? I mean, there's a lot of talk these days about, mental health and everything else, and you're having to put yourself out there all the time, probably on some days where you don't really feel like going on social media.
Yeah, funnily enough, I wrote a blog post on pretty much that about a week or so ago for Mental Health Day, World Mental Health Day. It's on like my Facebook page and stuff. It was meant to just be a Facebook post, and it became a whole thing, and just put it in a blog. And I think about this a lot because I'm on social media all the time. My phone is always in my hand, and if I wasn't doing all this, I'd like to think that wouldn't be the case. But I have to be on social media. If I want any chance of getting anywhere with it, you kind of have to be. And I do enjoy it because I do like engaging with people online and posting stuff and posting what I do, especially when you've got lots of stuff coming up and things. You can take pictures of it, post it, and it's always there. But you then have the side of it where every time you go on your phone, it takes 2 seconds to look through your phone and see post after post after post of someone doing well or better, in your head better than you, and you start to think, well, I'm not doing that. And it happens to me all the time. I look through and I think, why can't I do the things those people are doing? But then people say to me that I'll get a message from someone being like, wow, I just want to say well done for everything you've done lately. You're doing really well.
And that's the thing, for someone like me who kind of looks across a lot of social media, you seem to have absolutely nailed it in so much as you are on social media a lot with a lot of really positive stuff that you've done, the new single, the gigging, the guitar. It's all very positive stuff, but I guess, from your side, it must be a struggle sometimes to kind of maintain that.
Yeah, because it's not constant. As much as it looks like it to other people, it's not like every day I have something big happen to post about. It's just I post about the positive things, and I think a healthy mindset is looking at that and knowing it's not like that all the time for everyone.
Sure.
And I've had people make that comment. In my blog I did about it, I referenced the fact that someone quite close to me kind of called me out on it a bit recently. I hadn't seen them in real life for a while, and when we met up, they made a comment about how every time they go online they see all this positive stuff I'm doing and they think, is it really that good? And it kind of got to me at the time, and I was all defensive, and I was like, actually, yeah, it is that good. Like, I am that positive. But afterwards, I sort of realised if you're not that person and you're not looking at it in a way of bearing in mind that it's not always like that, then it can really drag people a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to look at it really, like, in a perspective of it's not, you don't see everything.
It's a tough balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think you do it really well, and
thank you.
Congratulations on that. Okay, we should have a piece of music then.
You've got an old soul, I've got a light heart. Fell down a foxhole in June, out on your own road, stuck in a heat wave. Took on the whole world with you. Autumn was hazy, took me right into November, and I started sinking all the way to the winter, and it fade away. If I start to miss you, then I might as well run, kick up the old dirt, put on your old shirt, and I just need a second, 'cause I miss you, love, I miss you like June. Ooh. You took the highway, we learned the hard way, just what a heartache can do. And in the late nights, even the bright lights, nothing else works like we do. And in the summer, till the evenings got darker, I was lost in a song until the seasons got colder and it fade away. If I start to miss you, then I might as well run, kick up the old dirt, put on your old shirt, and I just need a second, 'cause I miss you, love, I miss you like June. Ooh. I miss you, love, I miss you like June. Autumn was hazy, took me right into November, and I started sinking all the way to the winter. Got your feet up, I've got no fear, love, nobody knows us like we do. And in the late nights, we had our first fight. She said it's alright, 'cause I miss you, love, I miss you, and it fade away. If I start to miss you, then I might as well run, kick up the old dirt, put on your old shirt, and I just need a second, 'cause I miss you, love, I miss you, and I just need a second, 'cause I miss you, love, I miss you, and I just need a second, 'cause I miss you, love, I miss you like June.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Great song.
I normally sound less scratchy than this, let's say.
I thought that sounded amazing, but that's really great. So is that song, as you said, it's not available at the moment?
Not at the moment.
But maybe at some point in the future? We'll see.
We'll see.
Watch the space, maybe. We're going to talk very briefly, because we're coming towards the end of our session already, which has gone very quickly. But do you go to a lot of gigs yourself?
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm always at a gig. If I'm not working or something like that, I'm at a gig.
So tell us about some of your favourite gigs that you've been to. And I know there's one in particular that you're going to mention that you're going to this week, aren't you?
I'll mention that first.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing Counting Crows next weekend at the O2, and I've waited this day for this day for quite a while. By quite a while, I mean 2014 when I last saw them. But they're my very favourite band ever, and I've got nearly front block seats.
Wow.
So, yay.
Wow. Excellent. And a certain former member of Counting Crows has been saying some very nice things about you, hasn't he?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So, in a bizarre turn of events, I became friends with Matt Malley from Counting Crows earlier this year.
That's just the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, it's madness. Like, I don't get it, but
You are officially showbiz now.
he's just such a nice guy, and it came about from someone at uni. My uni knew him, and kind of put my music towards him, and he started messaging me about it, and I ended up going to LA in the summer, in July, August, and he invited me over. So me and my dad went and visited his LA home and studio.
As you do, yeah.
Casual.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So now he's a bestie, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Well, maybe you'll go on tour together. Who knows?
Who knows?
Write songs together. Excellent stuff. So you released your single Drive over the summer as well.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that track.
So I released Drive on the 1st of June, and it kind of led to quite a lot, actually, like just little things that were just really nice for my first proper release. And so firstly I got to launch it with BBC introducing in Essex at a showcase in Harlow, and then they had me come on the show a couple weeks or so later, I think. I also went on BBC Cambridgeshire and Suffolk promoting it, and they played it and stuff, and yeah, it's just gone down nicely.
It's got
nice.
a great reaction, and I can see why it's a very catchy song. It's
Oh,
very
thank
sort of
you.
out and out country as well, isn't it? It's got
Yeah,
a great hook
it's-
to it. So yeah.
It's funny because that song and the song that might come out
Yes.
are my most like country songs.
Yeah.
Other than that, as of yet, I don't really have songs as country as those,
Mm-hmm.
but I just really like them, and I like the way they sound recorded. So
It's
yeah.
one of those songs that I can imagine, driving down these sort of big American roads, open road. That sounds
Route
brilliant.
66.
Yeah. So that is out now for anyone who wants to.
Yeah, it's on
So check that
Spotify, all of that.
And what's next for you then? What's coming up? Can you let us into any secrets about what might be happening next?
I don't know for sure. I've got a lot of like ideas. I'm trying really hard to make next year just really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fading down this year a little bit now. I've got a few more gigs like in London and stuff, but just trying to calm it a little bit, work on gigs for next year and
Yeah.
things. I really just want to see if I can top this year. And
It's going to be a challenge, isn't it?
yeah, but
Yeah.
it'll all be in line as soon as things are planned and stuff. So
Oh, loads of luck with it, and I hope you'll
Thank
come back
you.
and keep us posted on how
Definitely.
it's all going. So if anyone wants to find out more about you, where do they go?
So my name is Roisin O'Hagan. So it's Roisin O''Hagan, and you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, and Facebook under that. And just to make it more complicated, on Twitter and Instagram, I am Rosie Roisin. So ROSEY _ Roisin.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Because why not?
But if
And
you
I'm
type
always
it
on
in,
there.
you'll find it
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us for Alpha Sessions
Thank you so much
10.
for having me back.